And good evening to each and every one of you. This is RJ Williams. I'm with RJ's latest arrivals. Wine, part of the Wine Shop at Home network. I hosted a virtual wine tasting last weekend, and there was a little bit of confusion when I got to the portion that talked about how you can host your own virtual wine tasting with me as your guide, providing a fun, educational evening with the Wines of Wine Shop at Home and with you and your guests. And there are two different modalities or ways that you can host a wine tasting. If you take a look on the right hand side of the page, you can host a wine tasting for $39.95. This is our normal in home wine tasting price package, and I'll get to exactly what's included in that. This is for our in home. Now, I know as we're coming out of COVID and people are getting their vaccinations and what have you, there will be some opportunities among you to get together in one location and have a wine tasting. That is perfectly fine, and I would probably go with the $39.95 option for that particular purpose. More wine, and you're all in one spot, which makes it all the more greater. On the left hand side here, you see a virtual wine tasting half price special. And this is for when we were deep off into the pandemic and we were still in our respective bubbles. This gave you an opportunity as the host to have you and your guests each pre purchase at least 3 bottles that each of you guys will get before the virtual event with me as your guide on a Zoom call or what have you, and you guys could taste all three of the wines and have it in that modality. Okay, so I'll give you the details of this first one. $39.95 plus tax, period. That includes the price of shipping. What you get with that $39.95 is 6 full bottles of wine, $120 to $150 value. It comes to you. 5 bottles are for the actual tasting event for you and your guests, and then the sixth bottle is yours to keep. It's pretty much labeled with a specialized label as a thank you for being the hostess with the mostest, right? Now, that 5 bottle pack that you guys will be tasting, we do understand that you guys all have different tastes, different preferences as far as the type of wines that you like. And we've created these 4 packages with regards to the 5 wines that arrive to you that speaks to yours and your guests' preferences. If you like mixed dry wines, if you like dry wines, we'll give you a mixture of those amongst the 5 bottles to arrive to you. If you're going with the Explorer pack, the 5 bottles that come to you will be a mix of dry and sweet wines. The Specialist will be a mix of off dry and dry red wines. And if you pick the Romantic, the 5 wines that will arrive to you will be a mix of light and sweet wines. Okay? And you'll get an idea of what each one of these packages are perfect for. For example, that original right there, it says it's perfect if you like to explore dry wines from around the globe with your friends. And it includes sparkling and dry, light to bold whites and reds. Okay? So you get to pick that. And if you want to add any bottles to the pack, there's options for that too. If there are certain wines outside of the 5 that you'd like to try, because we do have some other sparkling varietals and dessert wines as well. Okay. So basically, you book your tasting with me, invite your friends, you pick from one of these wine packs. Okay. All the bottles will arrive to you, the host. They will come directly from Napa to you. That is state and federal laws. And basically, you get with your friends, um, get on the laptop, get me on a Zoom call. I'll show you different ways that you can do that. That'll be fun because I'll be your virtual host with all of you guys in one spot. Fun time. Sip and swirl with your friends. I guide you. Fun, educational guide through all these wines. And we usually take some food and pair it with it. I've done cooking classes and put together charcuterie meat and cheese boards and paired it with the particular wines that will arrive to you. A bunch of stuff, and enjoy your host perks, which I gave you one of those perks already. These virtual wine tastings, they're perfect for company team building, gals nights. We've done Oscar parties, spa nights, book clubs, you name it. Look on the right hand side of the screen though, where we talked about perks. One of the main perks you have is that we go through this wine. You host your wine party. I go through the presentation. and people start to pick out the wines that they enjoy and love. For every 12 bottles that are purchased by your guests, you get to purchase a bottle of up to a $35 value for $4.99. Uh, to be transparent with you, our wines range in price. The majority of our varietals are from $16 to $30. So you will definitely get a great, outstanding wine, including some award-winning wines that are amongst the ones that are available at Wine Shop at Home and RJ's latest arrivals. Wine. Also, if somebody amongst your group books with me to host their own virtual wine tasting parlor or in-home wine tasting party, if we get to that particular safeness to do so, and go back to in-home parties and wine tasting events, you will get that particular person will receive $10 off of their host order when their tasting takes place. When two or more of your guests during your party book with me to host their own party, you can pick up the 3 items off of the website, whether it be wine or stemware, anything that's available there, at 50% off on each item included with your order. Okay? So those are some of the perks. There are many months that we have additional perks, and this month is no different. If you host and book and we successfully get through your wine tasting and it's booked anytime during the rest of this month and takes place anytime during the rest of this month, you can receive this outstanding set of stemware for 75% off. Let me explain something to you. This is Italian lead free crystal. This is dishwasher safe. It is elegant enough for your special occasions and fine dining moments, as well as for everyday use. And I love these because you can fit an entire bottle in each one of these glasses, which means it's wide mouth, aromatic, definitely perfect for reds, to allow the aeration to go on, and when you take that sip, you get all the flavors and characteristics in that nose with those wide mouth glasses. So outstanding, outstanding. The second modality or second way that you can host a virtual wine tasting is through this particular pack. And we came up with this because when we were deep off into the quarantine, we still wanted to find a way for you and your friends and all of us to get together and still have some fun while we were all cooped up in our respective bubbles. So we had this particular virtual wine tasting half price pack, perfect for wine tasting events, virtually done. Same premise as the last one with virtual wine tastings, except for this one, your guests would pre-purchase they would pre-purchase at least 3 bottles, and they would get them under this half-price special along with reduced shipping. I'll give you an example. This date has actually changed, but this is actually going to be a real event that I have coming up that I'm self-hosting. Basically, the guests will go ahead and purchase three bottles, and this price is based upon this particular special. You get half price off the 3rd bottle that you purchase, and you get reduced shipping. And so, based upon that special, I came up with the $80 pack. Perfect, perfect, perfect for this particular modality as well, because you can still take advantage of each person having wines in front of them, but still not confident enough to be all in one spot. Each one of you can respectively log on to my Zoom call. You guys will always see each other on the screen during the event. You'll be able to taste and comment and have a great time. I'll be on the call for maybe about an hour, hour and a half. You can stay on the call if you wish to, and have a great time with your party and enjoying these wines. So, those are the 2 modalities. If you have any questions for me outside of that, please feel free to give me a call. Again, but if as we're coming out of this and people are getting vaccinations and what have you, we'll probably be going back into in-home tasting sometime within the next 60 to 90 days, I hope. But even in the event that you feel safe amongst some of your family and friends to get together, you guys have been vaccinated or can socially distance or what have you, get this $39.95 pack right here. It's definitely the one to go with. You can get, it says up to 16 people can enjoy wine tastings in this event with me as your guide and going through the presentation for up to 16 people. to have 1 ounce tastings of each of these wines. I tend to think that 8 to 10 people is perfect because there's plenty of wine and plenty of additional tastes if you need of a wine. You know what I'm saying? So definitely take advantage of this. This $39.95 includes shipping. Only thing that's added to this is tax. But this is including shipping out the door for these 6 bottles, 5 for the actual event and 1 for you. Again, any questions again for me, please feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email, or you can simply go to RJ's latest arrivals.wine. Look on the left hand side of the screen. It'll say host a virtual tasting or book a tasting, and it'll take you to some information. I'll be alarmed or alerted, and I'll get in touch with you with all the particulars and all that good stuff. Thank you so much for everything. Again, RJ and RJ's latest arrivals, not wine, part of the wine shop at home and family. We hope you have a good evening.